Hey, this is Sean and Richard, and we are on our next encouragement post following up last week on the do not lay up for yourself treasures here on earth. And I was just thinking about how I met Richard, and that was actually over a skunk that I saw when I just moved here to town. And I walked into the city office and look who I ran into, and Richard's like, I've been wanting to find that skunk's hole so that we can trap him. And he said, did you move into town, that old Burkhart house? And I said, yes. He said, well, I think there's a water leak there, so make sure that you don't turn the water onto the house. And so then Richard came over after work that day and saved us a ton of money because we didn't turn the water on until he was there to help us find the leak. And so that was one actual way that Richard was laying up treasure here on earth. But treasure in heaven was just by serving us, which I mentioned last week. But when we're talking about having a grateful heart and serving others, you were talking to me about something earlier. Do you remember what you were talking about?
We talked about lots of things.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we're talking about just helping people who possibly couldn't help you back.
Well, you know, that actually will mean more to the person because they know they can't help you back. So the intention is more genuine. I have seen people that really had problems, but they were real leery about strangers. So it's hard to approach somebody that way. But you just say, hey, I see you could use some help here. Would you mind if I helped you?
Yeah. And one of the things that Richard and I have talked about over the years, because we've been friends now for 2018, 19, 20, 21, 4 years. Can you believe that?
Seems like a lifetime.
And so what's interesting with that, though, is Richard and I've talked a lot about motivation, like having the right motives for serving others. Do you want to say anything about that?
Well, the only I can tell you, it's just being led by God because a lot of times I don't know I'm going to do something 5 seconds before I do it. It's just like I get this notion to do something, and then that's the way it goes.
Right, and so that goes right along with what Richard and I've talked about in our personal walk with the Lord, and that is just being really sensitive to the Holy Spirit. We've talked a lot about how sometimes Richard will say, something will just pop right into my mind. And
I have no idea what I'm going to say. And again, is people say, oh, you're so smart. I said, look, I am no smarter than anybody else. I just happen to know where the wisdom comes from. I give God the credit, because you start accepting that credit, you don't get no more wisdom.
That's right. So in our relationship, Richard has come over and helped a ton at our house. I've come here and helped a little bit, but I keep coming back, and our relationship keeps growing. And one of the things that Richard and I've talked about as well is, in a lot of ways, it's like, well, why do you need a Giving Tuesday when we should give every day? Right? Shouldn't that be just the way we live our lives?
Well, yeah. But it never seems to surprise me that our lives are almost parallel. Whatever happens to Sean happens to me. We drive with the same type of vehicle. They break down almost simultaneously. The timing of it, he'll call me up and laugh, and he says, well, now it's my turn for my truck to break down. I'm like, it's weird how parallel or how closely connected you can be to somebody that, again, I did not know very many years ago.
Yeah, and so in light of that, we don't hope that our trucks will break down in the same way, but we've found some, like you said, some very commonalities. So the bottom line here, as we're out doing a little project here, we were just talking about Giving Tuesday, and I said, well, why don't you, and the concept of just giving, like a grateful heart. I said, why don't you just go on video with me? So Richard, thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir.
And we just want to encourage everyone to keep praying. And I think a good takeaway from this video would be spiritually sensitive. Don't be so much in a rush or in such a big hurry or whatever that we can't be sensitive and listen to God. And when God speaks, let's make sure that we walk in obedience. God bless you and have a great day.